Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Walz, you stated in your opening statement the following: but nothing Minnesota has done stands in the way of federal government managing its border security policy.
Okay.
Governor, I want to ask you, why are you lying to this committee?
I am not.
Who's the top law enforcement officer in the state of Minnesota?
The top law enforcement officer? Attorney General.
Yeah, that's right. What's his name?
Before we get into this explosive confrontation, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the truth the mainstream media refuses to cover. What you're about to hear is exactly why Americans are losing trust in Democrat leadership.
What's his name?
Are you asking me, do you know his name?
Do you know his name? Do you know his name?
I know the AG Ellison.
This is an article right here I'd like to submit for the record. Minnesota AG says will not enforce federal immigration laws as DOJ threatens to prosecute officials who resist.
Without objection to ordered.
Why are you lying to this committee? That is the top law enforcement officer in your state who's saying he will not comply with the federal government.
Nothing in his opinion changes the fact that state law requires all state and county officials to ask for immigration status when a convicted felon is
No,
committed.
I'm sorry, Governor. He is saying he will not comply with federal laws. That's your top law
Nothing in this
enforcement
opinion
officer.
changes how
You're
he-
lying and misrepresenting yourself to this committee. Now I want to ask you this. Do you think in that line of questioning, free health care, food assistance, free college tuition, driver's licenses, and cash assistance, do you think that that's helping or hurting this government manage its border security and policies?
Well, Minnesota ranks first in health care. We rank third in safety on our roads.
Let me answer that for you. It's actually hurting because what
It's
you've
making my
created
state safer
is
and more
you've created a
prosperous.
state that is now a magnet that is
There's
drawing
no law.
illegals
There is no sanctuary
to
law in
Minnesota.
Minnesota, Congressman.
I know you guys haven't put it that way on the books, but your state has everything, every element in it that is consistent with the sanctuary state.
That's
Moving
incorrect.
on, Mr. Walz. How about you calling ICE agents modern-day Gestapo? That also stands. Do you think that helps our federal government carry out its law enforcement?
I think best
border
practices in law
security
enforcement by
policies?
identifying who you are, identifying the vehicles, and making sure everyone has due process helps our law enforcement. I think covering your faces.
So you think that
rolling in there-
you think that helps calling our law enforcement agents that? What does ICE stand for, Governor? Immigration, Custom Enforcement, right? These are the guys that are tasked with enforcing immigration, federal immigration
That's right,
laws?
federal. That's their job. It's
So
not
you
the
think that
state's job.
calling them Gestapo is helping? You're not standing in the way. None of the messaging, none of the rhetoric is standing in the way of this administration doing what they've been tasked to do. Is that what you're saying?
I think what would help them is to follow due process, and when they do these missions, do the things that we expect of law enforcement.
How about when you
Identify
went on
yourself.
Anderson Cooper, Governor Walz, and you said, how high is this wall? If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in a 30-foot ladder factory. Do you think that helps our federal government carry out its law enforcement, its border security and policy operations?
When did I say that?
You went on Anderson Cooper and said that. Do you not remember saying that? Because you've said so many outlandish things that you
No, I
can't
don't
even
recall.
keep track of them.
The point being is
The
that you
clip
need
is there
more
for
than-
everybody. It's there for all Americans. If you guys want to go watch it, it's an easy Google. All right, Governor, you recently went on Gavin Newsom's podcast. You stated in regards to MAGA voters, I scare them a little bit, which is why they spend so much time on me. No, I'm serious because they know I can fix a truck. That's your direct quote. You also said on the show, I think I could kick most of their asses. I want to be very clear with you, Governor. You do scare us a bit, but it's not because you can fix a truck or change a tire. It's actually because of your radical left-wing agenda. You supported putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. You advocated for the disarming of Americans of their Second Amendment rights. You're pro-sanctuary city, as we have uncovered here today. You claim there is no guarantee to free speech when it comes to misinformation and hate speech. That right there is why the American people have such a hard time with you. It's not because we're crazy MAGA people. It's because of your radical left-wing agenda. I want to ask you on that last one where you claim there's no guarantee to free speech. Did you pick that up on one of your 30 trips to communist China, Governor? That sounds a lot like something that they would do. Yes or no?
So I don't believe hate speech
Okay.
has a place in there. Hate speech that incites violence.
Governor Walz, you said that Kamala Harris picked you for vice president to code talk to white guys. How did that work out for this administration? How well did you do with white guys?
I don't have the
You
data.
lost by 22 points to white guys. And it's because you talk like the way you do, you say the things you do, and you have this radical left-wing ideology. So if you want to continue that rhetoric, go on, brother. Keep doing it. We'll keep destroying you in elections.
And the
Thank you,
people
and
of
I
Minnes-
yield back.
The people of Minnesota will continue to have me serve them.
What happens when a career politician finally gets called out face-to-face for misleading Congress? That's exactly what we saw when Congressman Eli Crane went straight at Tim Walz in a House Oversight hearing. And unlike the press conferences and friendly media interviews, Walz couldn't dodge, deflect, or spin his way out of it. Eli Crane didn't mince words. He confronted Walz directly over statements made to the committee that simply did not line up with the facts. This wasn't political theater. This was accountability. Crane laid out the inconsistencies, pointed to the record, and forced Walz to answer for claims that many Americans already knew didn't pass the smell test. What made this moment powerful is that it showed the contrast between leadership and political survival. Eli Crane came prepared, armed with facts, and focused on protecting taxpayers and the integrity of congressional oversight. Tim Walz, on the other hand, reverted to the familiar Democrat playbook: word games, vague explanations, and attempts to shift blame instead of owning the truth. This hearing exposed a much larger problem in Washington. Too many officials believe they can say one thing behind closed doors, another thing to the American people, and never be challenged. That only works when lawmakers refuse to do their jobs. Eli Crane proved that oversight still matters when someone is willing to fight. As a patriot, I see this as exactly what Americans are demanding right now. Honest answers. Direct confrontation. No more hiding behind talking points while communities deal with the real-world consequences of failed leadership, whether it's public safety, border chaos, or misuse of taxpayer dollars. Tim Walz was not prepared for someone to look him in the eye and call out the contradictions. And that's why this exchange matters. It sends a message to every bureaucrat and politician who thinks Congress is just a stage for scripted speeches. When real oversight shows up, the truth has a way of coming out. This is why elections matter. This is why strong conservatives in Congress matter. And this is why hearings like this should never be ignored or buried by the media.